Love is such a tough word, but okay, we'll go with that.
I'll say love.
I recently got accepted onto a house team at a local comedy venue, and I want to combine my passions together for a monthly show with promos and bumps on stage. Being in the Big Apple, I was wondering if any of you have checked out UCBW, and if you can share what you did or didn't like about it. Does Dan have any suggestions on what would make a good improv pro wrestling show that could bring people back once a month?
So you guys have done some improv and wrestling stuff.
And I've gone to UCBW a couple
And
times.
I performed at UCBW.
What do you got?
I got super kicked by Dolph Ziggler.
No, not
That
what
did
you,
happen.
not what you get.
Oh.
What you got?
I think it's cool, and I think it's a good thing for people that like the idea of the like crazy personas of wrestling and the like weird soap opera storylines and everything, but don't necessarily want to watch some 60-minute Iron Man match, and don't care about headlocks and body slams
It's a lot
and things
more
like that.
pratfalls and weird prop usage than it is like, I mean, there's some tumbling, there's some falls here and there, but
like some part of the joke is that it's wrestling by people who are not trained to be wrestlers.
So,
Although there are people at UCW
there are people,
that,
that do take it very seriously.
Yeah.
I saw a dude do a kip up one time and it fucking blew my mind.
Oh man,
What are the keys? What are the good things? What must you have in your improv wrestling?
silly characters.
Many silly characters that you can sort of change in and out because, as with all improv troops, people will come in and out.
And I think the more elaborate that lore gets, like the histories of these characters and everything, I think the better, especially as these things go on longer. It's just funny when you can, it goes that way with wrestling too.
Yes.
Where, this character used to be that character, but then they used to be a good guy who teamed with this person. But he turned on him because of this. And
But when you're like doing it for the sake of comedy, I feel like the more character turns and weird shit you've got, like it's less about like, can I tell a cohesive story, and more about like what's right for this bit right here, right now, and then we'll pick up the pieces later.
It's about it's about taking the tropes of wrestling and making them into pure comedy.
Okay, so you should be referencing a lot of actual. Like, you should assume that the people who are coming to this can reference wrestling.
In very basic terms, I think. I think you have to kind of understand what wrestling is, but you don't have to know all the ins and outs of it by any stretch.
You don't need to know any actual wrestlers or title history.
Like if all you know is Hulk Hogan exists, that's probably enough.
Okay, all right. I was gonna say, well, like I would think that like there's probably room on some deeper level of just like, oh, they're doing this storyline. They're pulling from. I see. Okay, no. Okay, they're setting up a barbershop. I know where this goes.
Here's a good example.
There's probably good stuff there.
Yeah, like in jokes for people that know wrestling. Like one of the things I thought was the funniest about UCBW is that every single goddamn match, as the soundtrack, they're just playing Hardcore Holly's entrance music.
Yes, it never stops. It's just the generic, generic wrestling video game music going on in the background.
I talked to Pat Bear about this weekend, and he was saying, like, it is just the most generic fighting music you could ever have.
It's Power Chord, the song.
That's amazing.
And so if you go to UCBW, you will hear Hardcore Holly's music like 40 times.
Yes.
Are there any other big?
Oh, wait, no, it's not Hardcore Holly. It's